Back with another video, man. And I kind of just wanted to break down every team in the NFC South. And what I think is going on with each team this year. So first off, I wanted to start off with the Atlanta Falcons. As most teams in the South, besides the Saints coming off a down year, had a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball last year. Made no coaching moves besides bringing back Dirk Cutter to be the offensive coordinator. So let's just go ahead and start breaking them down. Alright, so offensive side of the ball, their quarterback will be Matt Ryan. Running back will be Devontae Freeman, coming back this year from injury. Ito Smith. Wide receivers, Julio, Mohamed Sanu, Calvin Ridley, Justin Hardy, and Russell Gage. Tight end, Austin Hooper. Left tackle will be Jake Matthews. Left guard, I think they will start James Carpenter this year. Center, Alex Mack. Right guard will be their rookie Cliff Lindstrom. And their right tackle will be Caleb McGarry. So the strength of Atlanta is their weapons. When you have Julio, Calvin Ridley, Sanu, and when Freeman's healthy, you have a lot of weapons for Matt Ryan to put the ball in their hands for them to explode. And a familiarity. They have a familiarity with Dirk Cutter. They have a familiarity with each other. This offense, for the most part, has been together for some years now. Now, their weaknesses, they are young and inexperienced on the O-line, especially that right side. Caleb McGarry and Chris Lindstrom, I think, are both going to start as rookies. So when your whole right side is rookies, it can lead some problems with communication. It can lead some problems with assignments. It can lead to problems with just not knowing what NFL guys are going to do. So it's not nothing Atlanta can't overcome, but I think it will, kind of be an issue. So let's go to their defense. I think Vic Beasley will start this year at defensive end. Tack McKinley will be the other defensive end. Defensive tackle, Grady Jarrett, and I don't know where Jack Crawford is, but I had Jack Crawford starting. Left outside linebacker, Duke Riley. Middle linebacker will be Dion and Devondre Campbell. Corners, Trufant, or Ken Crawley, but their second corner will be Isaiah Oliver. Free safety, I think, will be Ricardo Allen. Casey will be featured, but I don't think he'll start. And then strong safety, Keanu O'Neal. So the strength that I have for the Falcons is that they are finally healthy right now. They have a healthy defense. The first time they're going to see their defense in a minute fully healthy. The only other strength that I have them for is their speed. Atlanta has a fast defense. When you have Deion Jones and Vic Beasley and DeAndre Campbell and Keanu O'Neal, you're going to have guys that are fast. Their weaknesses, I still feel like they have no consistent pass rush. They are going to be young and dumb at corner besides Trufant. They're going to have that guy, Isaiah Oliver, playing this year because they lost Robert Alford. They're going to have that rookie that they drafted this year playing. So they're going to be young and dumb at corner. They're still not going to be stout against the run. Their only run stopper to me is Grady. And again, same problem that they had last year, they didn't fix this year. They have no depth on their defense. If anybody gets hurt, it's a wrap, especially one of their so-called defensive stars. So that is the Atlanta Falcons' strengths and weaknesses. Let's move next to the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints lost in the NFC Championship game last year. On another crazy miracle, however you want to call it, what's the opposite of a miracle, situation happening to them. So offensively, Drew Brees will be back for another year. Running back, They have Kamara. They lost Mark Ingram and they're going to try to replace him with Latavius Murray. Wide receiver Michael Thomas. They don't have Dez. Dez is a free agent. Ted Ginn, Cameron Meredith, and Traquan Smith. I think Traquan Smith is going to try to be the number 2 this year. Him or Ted Ginn, but we'll definitely see. Tight end Jared Cook, who they signed from Oakland. Jared Cook is one of those tight ends that I think Sean Payton and Drew Brees will love. Left tackle Teron Armstead will start. Left guard Andreas Pete. Center, they have their rookie because Max Unger retired suddenly out of nowhere, so they're going to have Eric McCoy starting. Right guard Larry Warford, who they got last year from Detroit. Right tackle Ryan Ramczyk. So the strengths of New Orleans offense: Kamara. Kamara's at this point a top 10 back. As far as passing and catching, that'll probably put him in the top 5. Drew Brees will always be a strength as long as you got him with Sean Payton. And both of their offensive tackles in Ramczyk and Armstead are 2 of the better offensive tackles in the league. The weaknesses of New Orleans offense: they're going to have a rookie center. Again, your center, well, Drew Brees will help balance some of that, but having a rookie center can cause some problems sometimes for your offensive line. Their receiving core outside of Michael Thomas is kind of weak, especially for a New Orleans offense. Cameron Meredith didn't look like he could bounce back from them serious injuries he had. Traquan Smith showed flashes in a couple games but wasn't consistent. And Ted Ginn was hurt, and Ted Ginn is getting another year older. So let's move on to their defense. Cameron Jordan will be defensive end. Marcus Davenport will be the other defensive end, who they traded their first round pick for this year. They traded to draft him last year. Sheldon Rankins will be hurt to start the year from that Achilles tear. So David Onyemata will start this year at defensive tackle. Outside linebacker, A.J. Klein, Alex Anzalone, and Demario Davis. Corner, Marshawn Lattimore. Eli Apple will be the number 2. And Patrick Robinson, I think, will be the nickel corner. Free safety, Marcus Williams. Strong safety, Von Bell. So the strength of New Orleans defense is their secondary. Their secondary is actually pretty good. Their outside defensive ends in Cameron Jordan and Marcus Davenport, and the flashes he showed last year, I think they'll be good. And that Lattimore is a true number 1 corner. That doesn't mean he doesn't ever get beat. He won't ever, struggle. But that does mean he is consistently able to guard most number 1 receivers. Weaknesses. Their weaknesses will be that they will have no Sheldon Rankins, who's one of the better young defensive tackles in the league. Their linebacking core and their confidence. I feel like the Saints is one of those defenses that when they're riding sky high, that offense is putting up points. Their defense plays with the best of them as far as creating turnovers. But if they're in a game where the offense is struggling or teams are putting up points, I feel like they just fall apart. I feel like that in general, the Saints normally are front runners, but defensively, I feel like they especially are. So that is my strengths and weaknesses of the New Orleans Saints. So let's move on to the Tampa Bay Bucs. So the Tampa Bay Bucs, another year where they're picking top 10. So they got rid of Dirk Cutter, who went to Atlanta, and brought in Bruce Arians, who was formerly the coach of the Arizona Cardinals. They brought in Todd Bowles to run their defense, and they brought in Brian Leftwich, the former Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback, to be their offensive coordinator. Offensively, quarterback, Famous Jameis. Running back, I think Peyton Barber will be the starter. Wide receiver, Mike Evans, Chris Goodwin will be the number 2, and Brashad Perryman from the Ravens. Well, formerly Ravens and then the Browns. Tight end, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate. Left tackle, Donovan Smith. Left guard, Ali Marpet. Center, Ryan Jensen. Right guard, I have them going Alex Kappa as their starting right guard. Right tackle, DeMar Dotson. So the strength of their offense is the wide receiver room. When you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Brashad Perriman, you're going to have talent in your wide receiver room. Their starting O-line is decent. I feel like they shouldn't have gave Donovan Smith all that money, but it's decent. Good Jameis. When Jameis is being good Jameis is on point. Can make big time throws. Accurate throws. Can make escapes out the pocket. And then their double tight ends, O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate, are both two talented tight ends. That is definitely a strength. Now, their weaknesses, their running back room is trash. Peyton Barber's not that good. Ronald Jones hasn't shown he was worth his draft pick yet. Their running back room is just trash. Another potential weakness is they have two talented tight ends, but from all that I've ever seen out of Bruce Arians has never really made his tight ends the focus of an offense. So who cares? I mean, it's going to be hard if you have two good tight ends, but if your offense doesn't feature them the right way. They have no O-line depth. If anybody gets hurt on their O-line, they're screwed. And bad Jameis. Bad Jameis blows games. Bad Jameis makes a lot of turnovers. Bad Jameis puts his defense in hard situations. Bad Jameis, when bad Jameis is being bad, he's being bad. So let's move on to the defense. William Golston, I think, will start at one of their defensive ends. They don't have Cliff Averill. Gerald McCoy will be their other defensive end if he gets to stay. So Gerald McCoy is at defensive end. Their defensive tackle will be Vita Vea. Left outside linebacker will be Shaquille Barrett. Middle linebackers and their 3-4 will be Levante and Devin White. Right outside linebacker Jason Pierre-Paul is out for the year with he got into a car accident. And I think they will start Carl Nassib at outside linebacker. I know that's I don't know if anybody's really talking about that, but I think Carl Nassib can be an outside linebacker in a 3-4. Corners, I think VH3 will be one starting corner. They don't have PJ Williams, and Sean Bunting will be their other starting corner. Safety, Justin Evans, and their other safety, I think, will be Jordan Whitehead. They don't have Jonathan Cypher. So the strength will be that in the middle, as far as their linebacking core, they will be fast. Levante and Devin White will be flying to the ball. And Todd Bowles. Weaknesses, McCoy doesn't fit their 3-4. Their secondary is definitely bottom of the South and possibly bottom of the league. They have 50 million corners, but they're all young and injury prone. Jamel Dean and VH3 are injury prone. And they have no disciplined defense. They just be all over the place. They be lost. They don't be knowing what's going on. They be seeming like they don't know the plays half the time. So that's the weaknesses of Tampa Bay's defense. So let's move on. Last but not least, the greatest team in the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers, we started hot and faded toward the end. Big time faded. We started off 6-2 and finished 7-9. It was ridiculous. But hopefully, and I feel like we're going to bounce back this year. So as far as our offense, quarterback, we have Cam Newton. Running back, Christian McCaffrey. Wide receivers, Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, Torrey Smith, Chris Hogan, Jarius Wright, and the rookie we drafted. Tight ends, Greg Olsen, Ian Thomas. Left tackle, I think we're going to start Greg Little, the guy we drafted out of Ole Miss, who for a long time was supposed to be a top 10 pick, and then was supposed to be a first-round pick, but we ended up getting him in the second round. Traded up to get him, but definitely a steal to get him in the second round. I think he will start at left tackle year one. Left guard, I think, will be Darrell Williams. Him and Taylor Martin are going to have a competition for right tackle, and the loser will probably go to left guard. Matt Paradis, the guy we got from Denver, dope pass blocker, dope run blocker. Matt Paradis is one of good centers, one of the best centers in the league. Right guard will be Trey Turner, holding it down. One of the most athletic guards, a beast, a monster, ready to get up in your face, ready to be aggressive. And like I said, right tackle will be the battle of Darrell Williams and Taylor Martin, which I think Taylor Martin will play right tackle and Darrell Williams will play left guard. So the strengths of our the strengths of our offense is Christian McCaffrey. He's one of the top 5, top 10 backs in the league. This is our best O-line on paper, probably in franchise history, honestly, to keep it a band. And we have a deep wide receiving core. Geos, when healthy, is a strength. Cam is a strength. And Greg Little coming in to solidify that left tackle spot is a strength. Our weaknesses is, do we have a true number one? We're still trying to figure that out between DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel. Who's going to step up and be that guy, be that man who's making them big plays? Geos' health. He's been hurt the last couple of years, off and on. And another thing for his health is Cam Newton's shoulder. And weakness is that we have to see how will the loser of that Darrell Williams. And let's move on to our defense. We're going to run a hybrid front this year. So defensive ends, when we're in the 4-3, will be, I think, Mario Addison and Brian Burns. But when we're in the 3-4, I think Kawan could kick out to that defensive end spot. Defensive tackles, like I said, KK when we in the 4-3, Don Terry Poe. We'll see Vernon Butler. We'll see Kyle Love this year. Left outside linebacker, Brian Burns will be a defensive end / outside linebacker. We have Bruce Irvin. Middle linebackers, I think Luke and Shaq will play on the inside. And we have Christian Miller, who we drafted out of Bama. Corners, James Bradbury will defend most number 1s. Dante Jackson will defend most number 2s unless you have a really fast number 1. We have Ross Cockrell coming back from injury this year, as Kavon Seymour is coming back from injury this year. But Corn Elder will probably get the first shot to play nickel corner. Safeties, we have Rashawn Golden and we have Eric Reed. Now, the strengths of our defense is pass rush. We always have a good pass rush. And adding Brian Burns and Christian Miller, I think will also keep that going. Luke, what can I say? One of the best linebackers in the league, point blank, period. Drafting Brian Burns is a strength. Definitely get him in the first round. He was one of the best pass rushers in college football. And I definitely think he'll add, at the very least, pass rushing and ability to get to the quarterback to our team. Corners, we have 2 really good corners in my opinion. And when you look at the metrics, it shows Dante Jackson and James Bradbury are 2 very good corners already. Eric Reed is a strength. Eric Reed can be everywhere. Eric Reed can be in the box. He can play over the top. He can make picks. He can hit you hard enough to make you fumble. He can get strips. He can stop the run. And one of our strengths is we are always able to stop the run. Weaknesses, between the third linebacker, free safety, and nickel cornerback, we will all have unproven guys. Not necessarily that they don't have any talent, just that they will have to prove it on the field. So this is the end of the video, man. If you have any comments, make sure you comment below. For my vid makers, if you want to make a video combating anything I say or coming up with your own strength and weaknesses video, do that. But for everybody else, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe, make sure you ring that bell. This is your boy, Mr. Tim, 1993, aka Straight Fast, because that's all I spit on this YouTube thing. And I'm out.